Ngizoyibika nje ngesizulu, you'll interpret if you have to. Abanye bayokhala. I want to emphasize that once again. Let me start my questions to the general. You know, I've listened vividly yesterday here. Explosive stuff about what is happening in this country. I'm going to ask the general 4 questions, not 2. You know, I think it will be much easier for me to be able to complete as quickly as I can. 1, were you informed by senior police that the president is not happy about the task team drama and wanted clarity? I'm not sure whether that would be from you or from the National Commissioner. Perhaps the general can give us a clarity on that. I just want to find out about the presence of an elected person like Brown Mogotsi in a secret service meeting. What is your take on that, General? Number 3, if you remember well, I know this is a national issue of Senzo Meyiwa, that one of your colleagues, you know, perhaps it will be proper as well if he's here, one perhaps can pose that question. One accusing that Senzo Meyiwa case was charged and sentenced and given bail committed for murder. Who's magistrate and which law did they apply to give such a criminal a bail? As I said earlier, a disclaimer, perhaps that question would be good as well for the NPA to respond on these matters. Why was General Sibia promoted to a senior position, even though there was a complaint that he procured a device that hacked phones for private purpose?
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Chair and honorable members. The last question, I think, is better be directed to the National Commissioner as well as the former Minister Cele, who I think were involved in the appointment of a person into the service, as well as the promotion of his rank into the Lieutenant General post. Regarding the magistrate that granted bail to one of the accused in Senzo Meyiwa case. Honorable Chair members, I said yesterday, I'm not a lawmaker, but as we are enforcing the law and trying to satisfy the clients out there, we identify gaps in the legislation. Gaps that if we're to be invited to give our input, we might give input. The unfortunate part, the honorable members might not agree with the inputs we give, because our inputs in the main might be seen as a violation of human rights. We must appreciate the fact that majority of the leaders of our government have made 10 in those walls of prison in the past. Perhaps the recognition of human rights was to try and prevent the experience that some of the leaders had in the past. But in so doing, government opened or made the life of a criminal to be comfortable behind bars. It is the law of this country that allows a person to be treated as innocent until proven otherwise. The mere fact that the very same court will sign off a warrant of arrest of a person get arrested, but the same court then decides a person is got the right to be released on bail. It then defeats the purpose, because the same court will have signed a warrant of arrest. The same court then says the person must then be released on bail. The freedom that are enjoyed by presiding officers to decide on whether to keep a person in custody or not can, to some degree, contribute to more crime that we're experiencing in the country. So when the presiding officer decided to grant a murder suspect more than one bail, he goes out, he commits another murder, he comes back in. He goes out, he commits another murder, he comes back in. It becomes an unending crime scene that you're dealing with. Honorable Chair members, there are many examples. Police officers can give you a list of them. We had one in KZN where a person was found guilty for 12 years, but wholly suspended. He walked out of the prison doors and he called his friend to have a celebration. When they arrive at home to organize celebration, the victims of that crime visited them while they were having the celebration. They killed 8 people. And the South Africans made noise that so many people killed in KZN, but forgetting that this is the community that decided to take the law into their own hands because the system failed them. When a person is found guilty for 12 years for serious crime, but that all the sentences are suspended, it makes you ask yourself a question. If you've lost a person, you've been raped, you will not accept that. But unfortunately, the law protects the very same perpetrator. It is this House that passes the budget for those that committed crime to be fed in prison and live a luxury life at the expense of the taxpayer. So I'm going to leave it there in as far as the magistrate is concerned. We're safe to challenge the legislature to look at the powers given to the magistrates to decide on punishments. Perhaps we might want to employ a different method of deciding on matters of this nature. My take in the presence of Mr. Brown in SAPS meetings, my take in Mr. Brown having access to police matters, presentation of crime intelligence and so forth, it's a violation of the very same security that we want to protect as the police. The safety of the citizen, that the Minister of Police is given a responsibility to ensure that is provided to the citizens, is violated if we invite people that have got no authority to be part of the security architect of government to play part. So this is the highest infiltration you can think of, well, all the time we've been saying a political party because he had claimed to be a politician. The minister himself claimed to be his comrade. I believe when you say comrade, it means he's a member of his political party. Although surprised of late to learn that actually he's not a member of that political party. So I do not know the word comrade, where it came from when the minister said he was a comrade. Because it means the minister invited a person who's got no political standing to even be involved in policing matters. And that is a serious concern. It's part of the reason why I wanted to address it with the minister, because it's going to have serious consequences going forward. I was not informed about the president's take in terms of the unhappiness with regard to the PKTT, but I want to invite honorable members to go on YouTube and go and listen to the president when he recently, after my press briefing, when he visited Northern Cape, and he made a press briefing there. And he was asked by a journalist this question about his views on the PKTT. His words was, the PKT is doing a very good job. So if it comes from the head of state after my address that the PKT is doing the good job, then I wonder which president that the minister is talking about. Because the president recently said the PKT is doing a good job. So it makes me believe the president was not even aware about what the ministers decided back in December. Thank you so much.
Thank you, General. I just want to find out as well, Generals, about individuals within IDEC and perhaps the mandate of ID and IDEC, because recently there was an allegation on the media that there's an imminent arrest of the National Commissioner and yourself by IDEC. And I just want to find out, the mandate of IDEC and ID in your understanding. And there are individuals who are being quoted, which I think there'll be witnesses here as well. Maybe you know them because most of them we are told are coming from KZN. Brian Padiache, you've spoken about him yesterday here. And I'm not sure whether General Moodley has resigned and now or is still within the police in KwaZulu-Natal. Dylan Perum